Let me unmute us. All right. Okay, so K-Bum just informed me that all that talking I was doing was not heard by anybody, but that's good. So welcome to the show. We about 9 minutes past our normal time. Well, actually, we 24 minutes past our normal time, but I set it up for 8:15. Welcome to the Live and Level Gamers podcast. We are here. We are ready to go. And I have Mr. Norris in the building, or in these internet streets. I got K-Bum 20 fresh off vacation.
For sure.
The star, he said the champ is here. But anyway, let me do this real quick. Let's turn this music off. But yeah, man, we got a nice little show set up for y'all on tonight. I want us Taz in the comments section yet. But what I was saying was we got a few topics set up for y'all tonight. Our main topic is going to be dealing with remakes versus remasters. And then added part to that question is, or that topic is, when is a remaster a ripoff? We're going to talk about that. I got some games, Keith, in mind that I played this week. I got some gaming in this week, y'all. So what we've been gaming on. Oh, yeah, your boy got some gaming on this week. So also we're going to talk about Sony fears the loss of Call of Duty. Y'all don't know if y'all been keeping up with all the rummaging that's been going on with Sony trying to block that acquisition of Activision. We're going to talk about that. We also going to talk about the sales of the Switch. They doing really good, and we want to know what this mean, and is there something is there something shocking, or is it just expected? So anyway, we got some other stuff set up. But anyway, let's get into this intro. Let's go.
It's about to get live. We keep it pretty level, no surprise. Come and listen to the topic plus. Yeah, check out our discussion. Keith Norris and D2K. K-Bum 20 on the MIC. Jet our night all the way in Germany. Level head, you know who that boy is. What I say, live and level, live and level. We on that MIC. Live and level, live and level. We just talking them games. Live and level, live and level. Take a seat and listen up, man. Live and level, live and level.
Yeah, we are here, we are live, and we are ready to go. Oh man, we are ready to get in on the night. And yeah. Put your hands together. Anyway, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, people. K-Bum, how you feel being back off the vacay? Left us on our own last week, so we talked Nintendo for a good portion of the time.
Man, it's good to be back. I do miss not having to worry about work and everything else that comes with that. But I'm happy to be back on the chat, back on the podcast. So that's the one light that I do have. I was pretty excited to get back on today. So yeah, I got a chance to listen in a little bit last week. So no, I'm happy to be back. Vacation's over, but I'm happy to be back.
Okay, Keith, how I feel to be back this week, man? You went on vacay. We was here. We clocked in.
Man, you know, I had my toes in the sand over here on. No, just playing. No, it feels good, man. It feels good to be back. Hot sun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, K-Bum, man, y'all was flooded up north, bro. Y'all heard y'all flooded again.
Yeah, there was kind of two floods that happened. It's kind of crazy, man. We had a heavy downpour today. But luckily it was only about 45 minutes worth of rain, so I don't think. Hopefully it didn't do any damage, especially with the last couple times we had. But no, it's been pretty bad up here. There's a lot of people that have cars that's completely totaled or at least water damaged. And there was I know one of my friends pretty much lost their entire clothing business because their whole basement flooded. So it's really some heartbreak out here, man. So if you guys can send some prayers up this way, I know some people are dealing with some difficult things. One of the good things is it hasn't been that many loss of lives, so that's always great to hear. But you definitely lost some material things have been going on. So prayers definitely needed.
Shouts out to Sister Nia. Look at me saying Sister Nia. I need to stop talking like I'm at church, man. I need to stop.
That boy come
As
fresh.
you can see, I come. Don't let me come. Some of these Thursdays, I'm coming from church, so I'm on church on my mind. But hey, Nia, welcome to the show. You're not late. You're right on time. Because every now and again on Thursdays, I have to start about 15, 20 minutes later. But we are here. We are ready to go, and we still got.
Slap yourself.
Yeah, we got that, and we got this too.
Smash, bro.
We got Smash, bro.
Smash, bro.
All right, so Mr. Norris, anything your way, bro?
Man, so on Thursdays, Tuesdays and Thursdays, my kids go to football practice. So that's my reason. This is why I'll be behind on Thursday. But man, my son, he got a nice little tackle today. I was proud of him.
Okay.
The boy ran his route.
Somebody?
He smacked somebody. I was like, yes. Coach was like, give me another one of them. I was like, okay, let's go.
Now, how old is this particular one?
6.
6? Okay, so this is junior pop league, boy, right there.
That's when the competitive juices get the flowing.
I don't get to go watch football games no more, Keith. I got to go watch ballet and tap dance.
Cheerleading.
They ain't even cheerleading yet. They just tap dance and ballet, and it was beautiful. But my son, shut up, K-Bum. I don't feel like hearing that laugh.
Hold up, man. Keith's laugh. Why you laughing?
Anyway, because I thought it was you. I was like, no, don't be doing me like that, Keith. But hey, man, I'm gonna live through you, Keith. But anyway,
I feel you.
So we here. McCarse, Nia said, "Take us to church." So Nia, it's time to go to church in our own gaming way. So let's. You know what time it is? It's time for What Have You Been Gaming On? Sing it, folks. Let's go. Hey. What you been gaming on? 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 Gaming on, gaming on, gaming on. Because we're going to jump over to K-Bum on this one. She said best part. Yeah, that is. It makes me feel good in my spirits, in my gaming spirit. Anyway, K-Bum.
Yes, sir.
I know you probably haven't been gaming on much. So, what have you been gaming on, bruh?
Well, to be honest with you, I was still gaming while I was gone. I didn't turn on my PS5.
You took the Switch?
I did some game. I take the Switch. No, I didn't turn my PS5 on, but I did do some gaming. It was funny. I had one of those things you put your phone in. One of those cases you put your phone in to keep it from getting water damage. And I was actually mobile gaming while I was on the lazy river at the water park. So I was doing a little bit of that, floating on a lazy river, playing some Magic the Gathering on my phone. So I did a good bit of that, right? So when I finally came back home, I got a chance to pop in front of the OLED TV, get some gaming in. I did get some Horizon in, and I do have to say this about Horizon. I've been too cocky. Let's just get this on out. I've been too cocky, and I've allowed my previous experiences of Horizon to make me feel that I'm actually good at this game. I'm not. Let's be honest. I'm not good at this game.
Wait a minute, hold up, K-Bum. Hold up, bro. Don't tell me you on here you finna admit that you've been humbled
Man, this
Oh
game
my
is
God!
kicking my butt.
Hold up! This is a first.
No,
This
this ain't
is
the
a
first.
first. This is a first for the level
the first.
live and level gamers podcast.
No.
K-Bum
No.
20 has been humbled. Oh my God! Come on, K-Bum, I'm listening.
I told y'all I had to go look at seafood. I had to look
No,
at
you
that.
beat
that
seafood
what,
though. You
what,
conquered seafood though. You
I
overcame.
conquered it, but one of them bosses I couldn't beat. I had to go look at a video to learn how to do it. So I was humbled. I was humbled there, but this game it's been kicking my butt. So your boy went ahead and checked out some YouTube channels and found the guy that's really good at it, and he's definitely showed that I've been playing the game wrong. And I've put go to double-digit hours, 20, 30 hours in this game, and I've been playing it wrong. She showed that the old skills of using the fire element to kill creatures is probably one of the most ineffective ways to kill in this Horizon game, and I've been using that the most. So I've been doing things wrong. So I've checked out some YouTube channels. I'm going to go back and retool my arsenal, get my skills back up, and really hit the ground running with this game. So I've been playing Horizon. And then I've been spending a good amount of time with the boys playing Warzone. So my other group of friends that I play with, we've been playing Warzone. We've been getting some dubs. I've been having to be the backbone of the team, kind of carrying us to victory. I've been doing my thing there. I'm the my buddy Jason, Crusader. He's the tactician, right? He lays out the plan on how we're going to attack, and I'm pretty much the hired hand. I'm the one that goes out. I'm the John Wick of the team. I go kill people. So that's my job. He lays out the tactical part on how we're going to attack and everything like that. And I wipe the team. That's my job. So we've been getting a good amount of playtime in that. I do enjoy the Warzone. I like that better than Apex. The Warzone it is a battle royale game, and I do like that more than I do Apex. So we've been playing a good amount of that. And then a little FIFA, a little baseball, a little bit of Overwatch, and pop Madden in for a little bit to get ready for the football season, and that's about it.
Okay. Taz, welcome to the show. Welcome. It's always a pleasure to have old Taz in the building. He said the champ is here. But K-Bum Nia said something. She tried to hold you down. She said it takes a real one. K-Bum, you hear how I'm putting all this emphasis on this? It takes a real one.
Hate on it.
To admit when they're playing a game wrong. Then she put the
You did not laugh like that.
That's how I imagine she laughed.
You just enjoy this moment. Just go ahead and enjoy it.
I am. I'm going to savor it. I'm going to pull it in. K-Bum said I was humble. See, when you said Shifu, I didn't take that as humbling.
Because you already getting whooped by seafood. That's why.
But you said, hey, well, we won't talk about what I was doing in Shifu. We talk about K-Bum. Anyway. I don't put myself on your level. See, I understand. I am a casual to gamer. You are a hardcore. So I was shocked. I was pleasantly surprised. Levelhead is messy. Okay, I'm gonna leave him alone, Nia. I apologize. All right, Mr. Norris. I'm just happy my boy's back. My boy's back. I gotta mess with him. Mr. Norris, what have you been gaming on, bro?
What you been gaming on? It is good, man. It is really good. Like, kudos. So bought my kids Yoshi. Since they're getting better at games, I wanted to see if they can work together. They cannot. They keep eating each other, and all I hear, "Stop eating me! Spit me out!" But so they still learning how to work together. And that music in that game will put you to sleep. I'm just gonna say it. That music will put you to sleep.
Hold up, Keith. These side conversations in this comment section ain't right. But anyway, go ahead. I'm watching y'all. I'm seeing y'all over here. Go ahead, Keith. I apologize for interrupting you, man. Go ahead.
No, you good. So, still playing Days Gone. I beat.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
I beat something. I don't even remember what it was. I just know I had to clear a bunch of people out. It's actually it feels really good to shoot people on here. Like the pause,
Zombies or zombies or people?
pause, all of it.
Oh,
The zombies are hard to shoot because they so sporadic with their movements and but the people like they just duck and cover, pop pop, and they don't take long to kill them. Or I'm playing on the lower difficulty. I don't know. I don't remember what I started when I played this game. And but it's a good game. It's beautiful. I've been playing on my HDR to make it even better looking. But
nice.
it's
I'm a
it's a it's a low tier PlayStation, which means it's a high tier Xbox game. I had to do it. And
Shots fired.
and the other game I've been playing is Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I went ahead and bought it. Wasn't sure if I was gonna get it. And I think on here I said I wasn't gonna get it. I wasn't interested, but I said, you know what? I enjoy Xenoblade Chronicles X, even though they had the mechs and stuff, which made it a little bit, better. And the Wii U gamepad, that off-screen play, like unmatched. But I went ahead and bought Xenoblade Chronicles 3. And I haven't really played. I haven't played much like I wanted to try to understand this battle system better. But like it's gonna be a pretty good one. They giving you all the backstory. Like, hey, Bon, I don't like all this reading, but I'll stick with it. I'll see it through the end. So, man, that's about it. Hopefully next week I'll have more to say about it. And I've had some more time with it, but. Yeah, that's all I've been playing.
Okay, all right. Keith, I need to more on that Xeno, but even though I'm not going to get it, but I wouldn't mind hearing more about it when you get a little bit more time in. With that being said,
I'm trying to see what the hype is about.
Right. I'm going to go off you. Like, I use you and K-Bum as my gauges because K-Bum always using his GameFly, so he don't spend money on nothing, so I can at least know beforehand not to spend money on something. That's why I haven't gotten Horizon Forbidden West yet, because he said, no, Level, this is beyond your skill set. Like tonight. I'm going to keep messing with him on this one. Anyway, so what I've been gaming on. So I got a little gaming. I felt so bad the last few weeks I haven't been able to share with you guys my casual gaming experience. See, if we're going to do this gaming talk, you got to play some games every now and again. Y'all don't want to hear about DaVinci Resolve and computers and cameras and rapping. Y'all want to hear about some games. So anyway, this week, I got a lot of gaming in. I turned on my Switch, people. I got the Switch out. Well, I didn't get it out. I turned it on. Anyway, gave it some life, some electricity with the power on. But anyway, I got into that Mario Kart with my daughters, man. They have really become small little levels. K-Bum, I got little leveled girls, man. They love the game, and it's a fun experience, but they hate losing. That's the problem. Two of my daughters hate losing. So now my daughter Nyla, she can lose and keep playing.
Okay.
Naya, she can't lose. If she lose, she throws the controller down. She storms out. You gotta persuade her to come back in and continue. And then Kendall, she hates because I beat her all the time. Cause Kendall's a trash talker. So, like her oldest brother, I gotta humble her. Cause she always talking stuff. And when I let her win, she act like she gotta get up, roll all on the ground. So I beat her real bad, and I felt bad. Cause she quit too. So I was like, you ain't been a good dad beating them like this. But anyway.
Man, you better make
I
them.
know, you gotta learn.
You gotta learn.
You gotta learn. Yeah, so anyway, I gave them all this. All of them gotta slap yourself, because I was whooping them up. But anyway, you gonna make me play on 50 cc's, you getting whooped, because this is no challenge for me. But I just found out that the new DLC, Nia said my niece rages out and Nintendo Switch Sports. Mine do the same thing. But I just found out that the new tracks have been updated, so I got to go up there tonight and play with them again. I'm going to check that out. But I told y'all that I was going to get on this Last of Us 2. So, Keith, I just got past the golfing, if you know what I'm talking about, when you go golfing.
Yep.
And that's not to spoil anything for those who haven't played it. Just know when you go golfing, it's just a tremendous experience. A lot for the eyes to take in. But anyway, I get to the little location where you're trying to find the golfers you went to golfing with. Trying to find the company you was in with the golfing. And I get up in here, I find my way into the area. And like K-Bum, I got to say, I got humbled. I had to put the controller down. I had forgotten what it feels like to deal with clickers. I ain't never jumped so much and didn't know what to do. Only had 3 shotgun bullets on. I shot all my ammunition with my Glock, so I didn't have nothing. And I forgot how to sneak up on them and take them out. I forgot. And I had to put the game down and say, this is going to be a bad what you've been gaming on experience on tomorrow. But anyway.
They put them hands on you.
Man, they put teeth, claws, what is that? What they call the spores. Everything was on me when I got done. Ripped my vein out my neck. And K-Bomb, if you haven't played The Last of Us 2.
I know it's very graphic.
It's graphic. So you get to see the vein come out, the blood is there. The game is good. I'm not going to front. Once you get past some of the agendas and all the stuff that they pushing, the game is good, but I forgot, Keith, how linear the game was.
That's what I need in my life.
And that threw me off. Well, K-Bomb, it's linear. It's linear.
I need linear. I'm tired of these open worlds.
It's linear, but you still got open space though. Like you still can you can
go left and right. Yeah, you can go left instead of right and come back to the same path and just go left and round and right.
I am perfectly fine with that.
But Keith, I'm gonna tell you something. I remember we had this conversation back when we was playing Ghost of Tsushima, and you was talking about how Last of Us 2 visuals might give Ghost of Tsushima a run for his money. In some aspects, I will agree with you, but I still think Ghost got it. But this game is beautiful for a PlayStation 4 game, and I don't think there's been any visual updates for the title on the PlayStation 5. If I'm wrong, correct me.
Probably just 60 frames per second.
Okay. It looks good, man, for a PlayStation 4 game. I just got to give it to it. But
the face mocap is incredible.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's like you watching a CGI movie. It's good. Like one scene, I was on the horse and it was controlling and then talking. And then next thing I know, it stopped. It was ready for. I was like, oh, the cutscene gone. Oh, that was a cutscene. Oh, okay. This is real life. All right. So I also played that. I'm gonna get that in some more. Probably tomorrow. Have some free time. Try to get a little bit farther and beat that. Hopefully, I beat it by next time we get on here. I also played me some more Shredder's Revenge. I'm trying to beat it on the hardest level by myself.
Me and Taz been waiting. We been talking about you jumping in.
Yeah, let's get on. Hey, I'm ready because I've been. Okay. I just beat the girl that's the digital girl. I don't know what her name is. I'm not familiar with her, but she throws out the 2 that was in the movie, the second movie. The turtle, snapping turtle, and the wolf. She be throwing them out. But I just beat her, and I'm on the rooftop chasing down Bebop and Rocksteady with half a Crane's body. All right.
But you heard this, Blue? He say he gonna play. You're gonna make sure.
Now
Blue,
the thing,
here it is.
K-Bum, the thing is, y'all play. See, on this game, I'm normally a Michelangelo guy, but on this game, I prefer Leonardo. So Taz, I heard Taz plays with Leonardo. So I guess I'm gonna have to go Raphael or Michelangelo because I heard you use Donatello. So, but yeah, I'm down. I'm down whenever y'all want to go, we can get it in. But that's that's what your boy gained on this week. When I get off here, I'm going up there to play some more Mario Kart with the girls before they go to bed. Check out these new tracks, but that's what you've been gaming on. So let's go. All right, so we finna get into these topics. Do you want to get into? Let's get into the main topic first. We deal with Sony, or do you want to knock Sony on out the way, or do we want to go to our main?
Let's go to the main topic.
Okay, so this is one game I played this week that I didn't share because I wanted to save it for this particular conversation. So, as y'all know, I said I turned my Switch on for the first time in a while. Well, I won't say that. I have turned it on a few times to play Mario Kart with the girls, but this is my first time turning it on with the intentions on personally playing. And I forgot to say I played Super Lucky Tales. I want to beat that game. I bought it for my daughter. I'm sick of seeing the first level. I want to see what this game is about. So I started playing it.
Well, you wrong for that.
She far. Don't get me wrong. No, don't listen to this. Actually, she pretty far, but I still want to see what this game has to offer. But so I did do my baby wrong, didn't I? So I was like, man, I got this Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword under here. I bought it. It's $59.99 plus without tax. I need to see what this game is about. Because, it's all supposed to be remastered. So this sets up the conversation. So Keith, I throw the game in there, and I immediately realized I don't want to play this. All it did...
What game is that again? I'm sorry.
Skyward Sword HD for the Switch.
Okay.
This game is ugly. It's an ugly game, man. It looks like I guess I forgot how visually poor Skyward Sword looks. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's aspects about it that does look dreamy, and beautiful, but in high resolution or HD, it looks bad. It just looks bad. Like Link moved his hand and it looked like literally blocks. You can literally see his finger was just a white U that was extra long with no, it didn't have no sections to it where it bent. It just it looked terrible. It was bad, man. Jaggies all over the place. And like Nia said, I love Skyward Sword on the Wii. I'm like, this looks, did I actually play this game? So it made me think of this topic. I start with the second part of the question, and then we go into where I want to talk about is remasters. Because I believe this game should have been remade, not remastered. And we talk about games we think that needs to get a remake, like Resident Evil 4 is getting remade to take advantage of the new systems. This is a game that I feel like was an absolute ripoff of the consumers. Nintendo really didn't do anything for this game. I'm mad that I paid $59.99 for it. I don't want to play it. I can't take it back. I tried to take it back with the plastic on it because I knew I didn't want to play it. But Best Buy only allows you to get the exact same game, so there's no point. This game is a ripoff to me. So I guess my question is, when do you feel a remaster is a ripoff? And what games do you feel like were ripoffs that were remasters? I throw it at you first, Keith, and then I come back to you, K-Bone.
When do I feel that a remaster
is a ripoff? Right.
I mean, you kind of basically explain. It's like just giving me a higher resolution and smoothing out the frame rate to me is a ripoff. Like you didn't go through and anything that you had the opportunity to change with better, faster hardware and you don't take advantage of it, to me is a ripoff. You know what I'm saying? Some games, will allow for just a higher resolution, i.e. Wind Waker. But if you go and you look at the GameCube original and then you look at the Wii U remaster, and I think is there one on the Switch too? I'm not even sure.
Which one? What's that?
Wind Waker.
No, they haven't put Wind Waker on the Switch yet. No.
Okay. Wind Waker is one of those games where they actually did go in and update. Not only did they update the resolution, I think it's 1080p, but or 720, but they also fixed the shadows, and it just looks so much more cartoony but it looks better. But when if all they're gonna do is just up the resolution, up the frame rate, you can keep it. You know what I mean? Because you have an opportunity to fix things that were broke. So that's when I think a remake or a remaster, because I'm pretty sure somebody's going to bring it up. But the original Last of Us, a lot of people are having problem or uproar with that because the core gameplay, the mechanics of the gameplay aren't changing. Even though they have The Last of Us 2, where there's some mechanical updates, some things that they could implement into the first game to like basically make them more not universal, but compatible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're not even doing it. So they're just basically updating the visuals, which I still think The Last of Us, the original one, is still a great game. So I'm not really mad at that. But if you go to Twitter, you'll see a lot of people saying they're not feeling that, and they feel like they're getting ripped off because this game is going to be priced $69, I believe, and it's still missing features, and you're not even taking advantage of the second game's mechanics.
Right. Okay. K Bomb. When is a remaster? Because we're gonna talk about remakes and games that we believe. I'm gonna bring up games that maybe got a remaster that probably should have been a remake. But when do you feel like a remaster is a ripoff? What? Go ahead.
I did want to jump in really quickly to what Keith said about, and I know there's an uproar because I've been paying attention to Twitter. I know there's been an uproar about The Last of Us, the remaster for The Last of Us, and I've also heard some of the comments about, them doing, getting the gameplay, the same kind of gameplay that they had for The Last of Us 2. What we have to have to understand. What was that an echo? I'm sorry, I thought I heard
No,
echo.
that was me. I was changing my
Okay,
speaker.
okay, cool. What you have to understand about that is that when you are touching like the inner parts of the combat system, you're actually touching the core gameplay of the entire system. So if the Last of Us One can't handle, right, that engine can't handle some of the stuff you're trying to put on top for the that you had for the Last of Us Two, but then you're redoing the whole engine, and that's kind of a bigger effort than than a remaster kind of is trying to do. So I understand. I do get it because when what is that? What is that EA game? Shoot, just had it in my brain. I played it all summer last year. Uh, Good lord, my brain is shot today.
EA game from last year, you said?
You're talking
Yeah,
about
yeah.
Mass Effect.
There we go. Thank you, Keith. Come in and save me, brother. I appreciate that. Yeah, Mass Effect. Right? They did a remaster, but what they did was they actually took some time and actually did some of the things Keith talked about, which is updating some of the gameplay. There were some issues in Mass Effect One that made it feel like a totally different game from Mass Effect 2, and it was built into some of the combat system, and so they made some updates to the combat system so it felt more online with the sequels, right? And that was a big step to making the entire thing feel like a cohesive unit. And that's kind of what you want to do with a remake, right? If you can afford to do that and create that um, update with more than just graphics, then you're going to make a better remake. So when do I feel that it's a ripoff? Um, I feel when it's a ripoff when when it to me when it doesn't look that much better than your original vision, right? It feels like you're kind of cheating here, right? And it's kind of based on the price too, right? If you are remastering the game and you're not charging an arm and a leg for it, right? You're charging maybe $39 for the remaster. It's easier to swallow if you're just updating graphics, right? If you're just making it a prettier looking game, taking some of the technology that you've learned, getting a better frame rate, it's much easier to swallow that remaster. But I feel like once you jump in and you want to give something, now it costs even more than the original game, which is what they're doing with The Last of Us. It is more expensive, this remaster, if they're doing it. Sorry, this remaster. Yeah, sorry, this remaster. If they're going to keep it at the 69 price point, it's going to be more expensive than the original game, and that is a pill maybe too big to swallow. And I think the price of your remaster does help or hurt the sellability, if that's even a word, of your game, and it also hurts or help the being able to stomach, maybe diving into that game if you didn't do it before. So I think, along with what Keith is saying, which I think he's still right on that, as far as just making it a graphic upgrade, I still think the price point is what also dictates if this is going to be a flop or not, or if it's a ripoff. I think when we're talking about ripoff, I think money also has a big part to play in that. That's my thoughts.
Okay. Keith, any follow-up?
No, I got what you were saying about the core mechanics. So no, not really. I was sitting there looking at your gameplay of Wind Waker,
Skyward Sword.
Man, I thought that game was amazing when it came out.
Man, that game. Well, I pulled up The Last of Us, but I can go back to it. Hold up, just a second. I'm gonna go back because I want to point out some things. But yeah, no, that game looked bad, man. I think because it was on the Wii, it was justified because it was on the Wii. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to hold up. Pull this back up. Hold up. Go back. But I think because we was watching it on the Wii, we gave room for. First of all, how old is the Wii? How many years ago was that? That's 2006, 2000. Yeah, so you're talking about 2006, 2007. The Wii came out in 2006. So we literally 15, 16 years ago, right? So at that time, that was the first year of the HD. Nintendo decided to stay standard definition. So for most of us, this was fine because we was used to the PlayStation 2, the Xbox, the original Xbox, the GameCube. So our visual standard, our appetite, our palate wasn't really, at that time, even though we did have several years with the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360, you still could get away with Skyward Sword at that time. 22, or when did this come out? 20. I think this came out in 2020. This game looks like mud. Like, you ever seen kids do finger painting at school? You ever got one of your kids to bring home when they stick their hand in the paint and put it on the paper and they make a turkey out of it and you got to hang that up on your wall?
Mm-hmm.
Some of the visual look like that. It looks poor, and to make it HD just makes it even more noticeable that this is bad. This was not a beautiful game, right? But then to add, like what K-Bomb said, the price, Nintendo still charged $59.99 for this title. And it's like, why not, like with Wind Waker, even on the Wii U, Wind Waker got a noticeable bump for the original one on the GameCube. I think they remade that game. I don't think they remastered it. I think they remade it.
It had new textures and new assets and everything.
And when you saw it, it looked it was noticeable different. It looked like a cartoon. This game seemed like y'all could have went through the same thing, and I think a game like Zelda, deserves to get a remake, not a remaster. Like, this should have been remade, improved visually, texturally, all the quality aspects they put into the game. This game should have been remade for the Switch. But Nintendo know they can get away with it in some of these other companies because at least The Last of Us is being remade. It ain't a remaster. They remaking the game, right? Unless I'm wrong on that.
No. The Last of Us is a remaster. It's not a remake.
It's not a remake. It's not a remaster. No. It's not a remake. It's a remaster. It's a remaster. They're not building it from the ground up. But I thought they was adding some of the textures of.
Yeah, they're improving textures. Like they're going through and improving textures and stuff like that. But it's not a remake. They're not redoing the engine. Like they put the graphics on top of the same engine.
Right. Okay.
But they've totally added like all the textures are new. Right, they have gone through new textures, the cutscenes and the animations. Those are new. Sorry, those are redefined animations. Right, when it comes to some of the cutscenes. But the problem with people saying is that like the fighting animations are
right.
The same.
Okay.
Right.
So it is okay. It's in between a remake and a remaster. Okay, let me explain. Skyward Sword is a remaster. All they did was up-res take it from standard definition to HD, 60 frames per second, and then quality of life additions, like not having to wait every time you find an item, having to get the same pop-up. Once you find an item once, it don't pop up anymore. But outside of that, unless I'm wrong, Keith, it's the exact same visuals and everything, just in HD. So Nintendo didn't go through and polish anything and look at these jackies on his hand, let's clean that up. No, they just up-res it to HD, added some quality of life or quality for the experience so you don't have to go through a lot of the complaints. They did this with Wind Waker as well, with the selling. They made it to where you can go through that stuff a lot more quicker. But that was it. And they threw this out there for 50, and they added the Joy-Cons and they did add, you can use regular controls or you can use the Joy-Cons to replicate the Switch and the nunchuck. I mean, the remote nunchuck. Go ahead, Keith.
So I pulled it up. HD graphics.
Yeah.
Save slots. What? I don't even remember. I don't remember. Button controls, because the original one was all motion.
Control. Right, that's what I was just saying. Yeah.
You can fast forward dialogue.
Right. Quality of life. Yeah.
Fee, you can do optional tips, because if you played the game, you will know.
Right.
Hi, that's a coin. I just picked one up, Fee. Why are you telling me again? Anyways, skippable cutscenes, item notification, and amiibo scanning, and that's it.
So like I said, nothing with the visuals outside of HD was changed. This is lazy. And if you would have charged $39.99, okay. But we've seen better efforts from a game like going from the PlayStation 4 to the PlayStation 5 with Ghost of Tsushima or what was the other game? A few of them like Spider-Man. They did more to improve those games than Nintendo. This game is coming from almost 15, 16 years ago on the Wii. You wouldn't think, hey, let's kind of do what we did with Wind Waker for Skyward Sword. It's the perfect game for that. You got the engine to do it, yet you don't do it, but you charge full price. To me, this was a ripoff, and I'm mad. Like, Keith, I literally, like, the opening scene when Zelda sends the bird and you see Zelda and Link smile, I turned it off. Soon as I started running, and I lifted up them two barrels to help the dude to be at the ceremony, I said, forget this. This is ugly. This is a terrible looking game. I'm not here for it. I turned it off and I said, I'm just gonna talk about this on the cast. Nintendo
but Nintendo games aren't about graphics, man. It's about the gameplay.
Man, slap yourself on that. Don't want to hear all that. Go ahead,
Check
Keith.
this out. It said The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD sells 3.6 million units since launch. I'm disappointed.
That's my fault, man. Here, hold up.
Slap yourself.
I gave myself a slap yourself, and I do this one as well. I need to get out of here because I participated in that 2 point whatever or 3.9 million because we. And this ain't the only game that does this stuff. We have seen this. How many times did we get Resident Evil 4? We finna get a. Finally, we finna get a remake. But how many times they keep porting that game up and gave it HD visuals?
That's the 403 of the industry. I'm sorry.
Right.
It's the family podcast. My bad.
But so I'm going to the next part of this, and then we get to the other subjects. So I believe anything Zelda related needs to be a remake. It needs to be remade to fit the aesthetics like they did with what's that Zelda game they put on the Switch that was over the top. I got it up there right now.
A link
To the past.
No.
With the Dream Fish.
Link's Awakening.
Link Away. Okay, they didn't just take the old Nintendo or Super wherever they got it from. I don't know where that one was on, and just upraise it and put it on the Switch. They remade it. They gave a new texture. They gave a whole new model. It fit the same aesthetic that the original was, but it was made to fit a modern look. They did it with Wind Waker. I think a game like this needs to be remade. All Zelda games, they should have been unmade Majora's Mask. They should have been remade Ocarina of Time. And Skyward Sword should have been a remake. If they would have remade this game with Breath of the Wild level graphics, this would have been an awesome game. In my opinion. But I wasted money. I spent $59.99 on this, and it was a waste of my money. And I'm pretty sure there are other titles that's the same thing. And I hear people fussing about Last of Us remake, remaster, but the controls should have took advantage of the new controls. They did the same thing with Resident Evil. They kept it with that same where you got to stop and shoot. Like, bro, we got technology. Let us walk now. Let us walk. Free us up.
We can move now.
Right. So I'll throw this to UK Bum. Then Keith, you can follow up, and then we'll move on to our next subject. What games do you feel like deserve a remake that hasn't gotten it? One or two titles.
A remake.
A remake.
Okay. Because I have one for a remaster, but I have one for a remake, and it is near and dear to my heart, and I really want them to remake it, not remaster it. Like I do not want this game remastered, even though they've talked about it, and they actually showed us a remastered version of this game. But I don't want that. I want a remake, and that is my beloved Prince of Persia, the original.
Okay, that's good.
I need a remake. I need this to be in a newer engine because for one thing, the game was beautiful for its time. It was truly beautiful for its time. It was even though it was a linear story, it was a big world. The storytelling was A1. It still resonates in me. One of my favorite games ever played. And I've never got that feeling again in the Prince of Persia series. Prince of Persia 2, The Warrior Within, was a whole different game. They went, I think Godsmack was the soundtrack of that game. It was a very different game than the original Prince of Persia. Very different game, right? And even the third one, Sands of Time, I think is the name of the third one, Prince of Persia Sands of Time. Even that one was a departure even from the second one. It was a much different game. So they never actually recaptured. And then the ones they made after that was booty flakes. Just never recaptured the same feeling of the
Here's
original.
Sands of Time right here.
You say what?
Here's Sands of Time. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah. Since they were never able to do that with a sequel, I want them to remake the original, not remaster. Whatever crap they've shown us before. I know, Key, you remember saying it too. That remake, which looked like it should have been on a PS2 or PS3, it was not good. I need from the ground up retelling of this story.
You'll never get it.
Hey, this isn't about what we gonna get, Keith. That ain't the question level games. It said what you want. So
now, those in the comment section, Nia and all those listening, let us know what games y'all think deserves a remake. So K-Bum said Prince of Persia. Any other Prince of Persia games except for which one?
No. I didn't say any. I said the first one.
The first one is Sands of Time.
You can keep the second one. You can keep the third one. I don't need them at all. You give me the first one, the one with the beautiful storytelling, the one with the visuals. You tell, like, even this cutscene for its time right now, it still looks good. Like, but don't remaster this. Please don't do that. Just give me a remake, ground up, make it look better.
So would you
even put a spin in the story?
Would you want the what is that by Ubisoft? What game is that? Dang it! The game they always making. My brain.
Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed. Would you want those visuals or something else?
Valhalla looks good. I mean,
okay.
Valhalla looks good. So, but freaking Assassin's Creed is the reason why I didn't get a good freaking. I told the story plenty of times. Assassin's Creed was made off of the shell of Prince of Persia.
Right.
It was a Prince of Persia game that they changed and created Assassin's Creed. So that's the reason why I've never got another good Assassin's Creed. Prince of Persia game after that. So okay. I digress. So all right, I have a remaster.
Let me get Keith. Let me get Keith in here, and then I'll come back to you with yours. Is that cool?
Yeah, that works for me.
Oh, okay, so now Nia said, she said, I don't know about a remake, but I really want Xenoblade Chronicles X on the Switch. But she said, but of course, obviously, Metroid Prime trilogy remake would be nice. All right, I agree with that, Nia. Keith, what would you like to see a remake real quick, and then I'm gonna come back to K-Bum, and then I'll let you come with another one.
Michael Jackson Moonwalker.
Excuse me?
I think it's one of the greatest games of all time.
This dude.
I quit. I tap out.
We done with the podcast, y'all. Keep up it. We gonna wrap it up. Hold up. Let's go, man. We out of here on the night. Let's get out of here.
Nia already said it for me.
We done. Go ahead, Keith. Go ahead.
Nia already said it for me. It got to be the Metroid. If I can get the trilogy, I'll just take the first Prime. Like, I want it redone, and I want it done, better. With voice acting and all this other stuff. Like, I just want the works for that game. That would be my game. Because when I was thinking about this question earlier, I was thinking Ocarina of Time. And I was like, you know what? I played Ocarina so much, I don't even care no more. Nintendo's had so many opportunities, and they did do one on the 3DS.
But see, I didn't play that one. I didn't play that one. I won't. Oh, go ahead, Keith. Go ahead.
But yeah, it got to be Metroid Prime for me, man. I need that game back in my life, man. Or the original Metroid. I think not not Fusion, the one before Metroid Zero Mission, not that one, but like an actual 3D full remake, add some stuff in there, make it longer. You know what I mean? Because it's really a short game. Mm-hmm. But yeah, or the original. Like, I want to see it in full 3D.
Okay. Taz, shouts out to Taz. All right. Taz said, need the original Need for Speed, I take it. Is that what you said, Taz? The original Need for Speed?
I believe, and he can correct me if I'm wrong. Are you talking about Underground Need for Speed, Taz?
Yeah.
That is what.
Just clarify which Need for Speed, because, just saying Need for Speed, I'm going to go to the original.
All the time was Underground. We played Underground 1 and 2.
Okay. Yeah, Taz, let us know which Need for Speed you're talking about. Okay, for me, of course, I said The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, or Majora's Mask, even more so because I've never played Majora's Mask. That's sad, but I never had. He said yes. Yes, I get. You talking about yes?
Underground.
Underground.
He's talking
Okay.
about underground. Yes. He's
All right.
talking about underground.
I've never played Majora's Mask, so of course that one. But Underground. Okay, cool. Def Jam, Vendetta, or Fight for New York could definitely get a remake for me. Either one of those. Def Jam Fight. Okay. Def Jam Vendetta only because I like Fight for New York just as much. It might be better, but I do like the traditional wrestling of Vendetta. And I would like to see that game remade with modern visuals, but with the same setup. Maybe smooth out some of the moves. Nia said she brought up Beyond Good and Evil finally got a lead writer because they showed us I guess what they wish the game to look like, but we ain't heard nothing about that game. Ever since that E3 back in 2019?
It ain't never
2018?
Well,
Yeah, I
how
don't
many
know
Assassin's Creeds have we gotten in between that same time? We could have been found somebody to write this game.
Right. They ain't bringing that game away. They cried at that. We talked about this, but they cried at that E3, knowing good and well we ain't gonna see that game until 2032. So anyway, let's K-Bon, what's your? You said you had one for a remaster as well.
So I have one for a remaster, and this game I spent many of nights going to bed at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning playing this game, and it never saw a sequel. It never saw the light of day again. But if they remake this game right now, I will buy. It doesn't matter what the price is. I will buy this game, and I will play it until my eyes bleed. And it's funny because Level, you gonna laugh at me when I say it, and you might even be a little upset when I do say it. but I am talking about the best kart game ever made, Blur. I'm sorry, that is my that game is. I played that game.
Let me look this up.
Yes, I know you gonna. We done had this conversation.
Blur.
Blur was my game, and people don't know what Blur is because it flew under the radar. That's why it ended up dying.
Is it BLUR? Just Blur? What is it?
Just Blur. That's the name of the game. It's
Racing
called Blur.
game? Okay.
Blur was a racing game. It was a realistic it had realistic graphics. It had real looking cars, but it was made like a kart game, like a Mario Kart game.
Didn't they make an HD version?
No, that game died, buddy. No, that game died.
Okay.
It did not see the light. It did not see a sequel. It did not see the light of day. It died on, I think, the PS3. I believe.
Let me type in PS3 then.
I believe that game
HD
died.
And everything. PS3 version. All right.
PS3. That thing was dead because it was an online game, and they shut down the servers. They shut down the servers.
Let's see what cable I'm talking about.
I need that game to come back. I need that game to come back. That game.
Let's see what cable I'm talking about. Right.
Many of nights playing Blur, and Taz was on there too, playing right along with me. Spending all night talking trash.
Okay.
I don't see it yet.
It's coming up.
Blur
What Taz say? Yeah, I agree with Taz. I'd rather have Mario Kart. I remember this game.
I need Blur back.
Yeah, I don't need this. I ain't.
That's my game. I vote for that.
Okay. All right. Well, I ain't mad at you. You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
Okay.
That is it. That is Blur.
Mr. Norris, is there any other game that you wish would have a remake or remaster? We want remakes. We don't want no remasters. We want remakes. Only thing you can remaster is a game that recent, like Last of Us. That can get a remaster. Anything 10 years, anything that's coming from standard definition, anything coming from Wii and for Nintendo Wii U and Wii and back needs a remake. For PlayStation and Sony, anything past my mic messing up. Anything past the PS4, like PS3 and back needs a remake. PS4 and up, you can remaster it. That's how I feel about it. Go ahead, Keith.
Yeah, so I was thinking about instead of like just naming one game, but I think most of the games that Rare made during the N64 era, I could take a remake of pretty much anything. Jet Force Gemini, the Banjo series.
Okay.
I'll take a remaster of all of those. But I'd also take Super Mario World in the same style that they did A Link's Awakening.
Okay.
I'll take that. I
So
think that would
almost
be pretty
like
dope.
new Super Mario. Super Mario World,
No.
like new. Okay, no. Okay.
No,
He said nope.
have you seen Link's Awakening? It looks like clay or something like the model.
Yeah,
so,
Link's Awakening
yeah.
is the one for the Switch, right? I bought it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also-
did you beat it?
Yeah, I beat it. Yeah, I beat it.
Oh, okay.
I beat it.
Hey, I'm just checking.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
I
saying?
got it in on that one. I admit I beat it. I did.
But yeah, I would love a Super Mario World in that vein, and then also like make it co-op. That would be dope.
Okay.
Because I think Super Mario World, but of course Nintendo's never going to do that because they're going to keep selling you the original one, the one and only.
Right.
So,
Nintendo bad with using nostalgia to keep you buying the same game over and over. And I don't get it, but I fell for it with Skyward Sword. They got me. I don't. Anyway, let me keep going. So another game that I would love to see get a remake. I'm going to name two. I'm going to cheat. K-Ball don't get mad at me. One is Sleeping Dogs.
really?
Yeah, Sleeping Dogs is a dope game, man.
It's good. So wait, you want a remaster or a remake?
A remake.
It still looks good now.
I know, but that's PlayStation 3 and back, so we need a remake. I needed to look like Grand Theft Auto 5.
My
Remake it.
bad. My experience was the PC. My bad.
Oh, look at him, man. I mean, hold up, man. Slap yourself. Don't be doing us like that, man.
I don't know what you're talking about, dog. I don't know what you.
Well, I was PlayStation 3 with Sleeping Dogs, so it does look good, but it ain't. If they remade it like Saints Row getting remade, that game, if they did a Saints Row or Grand Theft Auto 5 type look with that game, I think that'd be amazing. And I keep bringing it up. Man, I want a Kid Icarus remake. Take them motion controls out. Give them some real traditional controls. I don't care if it's the 360. I mean the 3DS version, or should go back to original on the Nintendo. Just a remake. Do it like Link's Awakening. I want something with Icarus in it, man. Kid Icarus.
Yeah, I can see that because like we talked about last podcast, he's a good character and he can bring in so much other stuff. So I agree. So are you saying you want the 3DS game like remastered and ported?
If they remastered the 3DS game, change the controls to traditional controls, and kept all that voice acting, I think that game would be amazing because that's basically Nintendo version of God of War.
Pretty much.
You take and then you build from there and actually fix it from being like you said last week with the on rail what's that, Sin and Punishment style. Keep some of that, but make some more hand-to-hand combat with traditional controls. I think you got a dope game on your hand. Remake. But anyway, we spend a lot of time on this topic. She said Kid Icarus would have another game if it was made by anybody but Sakurai. Yeah, he's a crybaby. Zachariah, he can get one of those. Anyway, right, Nia, I gave him a slap yourself. All right, so let's continue. Let's stop this. So my computer like, what are you trying to do, man? So let's go to our next topic. So let's talk about Sony and this situation with Activision and Microsoft. So I was reading this article. I don't know if y'all saw. First of all, did y'all get to see this article?
I've not seen anything. I'm sorry.
Have you heard anything about the fact that Sony has behind the scene and was trying to create legal reasons for why Call of Duty and Activision shouldn't be acquired by Microsoft. So, K-Bum, did you see any of that?
I've heard about the back and forth about this.
Okay, so K-Bum, well, you are a Sony guy, and I'm pretty sure I knew you would know. So what's going on, man? What's Sony trying to do over here? What's going on?
Well, some of the conversation is most of the conversation is centered around Call of Duty, and Sony would be most likely losing Call of Duty if Microsoft is able to acquire Activision Blizzard, which they would most likely turn this game to a first party game, which would have a pretty big impact on Sony and their system. So Sony is actually trying to argue that this that this is a big enough game, if taken away from the system, that it's irreplaceable, is what they kind of the words they've been saying, that you can't just replace a game of this stature, and then they're trying to finagle their way into trying to block this transaction so that they don't have to have a world without Call of Duty. Right. That's the neutral way I can say it without getting into my takes on it. So
okay. So what I read, I'm trying to find what I read, but I can't find it. So basically, what K-Bum was saying is accurate. Sony was basically making the appeal that it would be basically unfair, and they will not be able to create a game to the magnitude of a Call of Duty. They couldn't replace that. You can't replace Call of Duty with your own IP. There is nothing you can do to replace that title, and it'd be too strong of a title to give to one person. So they saying because of the revenue that Call of Duty brings in yearly, that it would be detrimental to gaming to allow Microsoft to acquire such a company. And but I don't think the people that's in power is going to listen to Sony. I think the acquisition is still going to happen. So I guess I want y'all feedback. What do y'all think? Does this show weakness, or is this just what Sony has to do because they got to do what they got to do? And what's your take? K-Bum, go ahead. Keith, go ahead.
Man, I'm gonna go because I know you want to go in. So I'm gonna.
Yeah. Go ahead, Keith.
This is weak. I completely disagree with Sony here. Sony has some of the most mature, sought after franchises that I know for sure. If they wanted to really put their mind behind it, put their muscle behind it, they could make one. They already got the assets. They got what's that game? SOCOM. If they wanted to turn it around and put some power behind it, put some muscle behind it, they could turn it around and make that game. What's that one shooter game that came out on PS4 to everybody? The folks that does Horizon, didn't they do it? Killzone. They have franchises if they wanted to that they could turn around. I don't know. I think that's weak. Yes, Call of Duty is an essential game. Is what they call it. It's an essential game. It is a blockbuster. That's instant revenue, and it's easy instant revenue. And so I completely understand why they feel the way they feel. But if they had bought Activision, then I don't think Microsoft would have cried. I think they just would have, dang, that sucks, and they would have went and tried to buy something else. To me, this is just the nature of business. You know what I'm saying? Activision was willing to be bought, and they wanted to be bought. Microsoft jumped in. I believe that's how the story went. So I think Sony should stand down on this one and just put muscle behind their games. Now, I know it's a lot of revenue that they'll be leaving out on the table if the game does go exclusive, but I think they're still in a better position than Microsoft. I think this is something that Microsoft needs more so than they need outside of revenue. Outside of revenue.
Okay. So this is, I'm going to read this, and Keith, you hitting it on the nail. I mean, yeah, it do sound. So Push, I think this is from Push, says, Sony sounds shook by Xbox Activision buyout. Says Call of Duty has no rival, which is true. It says Sony sounds terrified of Xbox unprecedented or precedented Activision buyout, Blizzard buyout. And it's easy to understand why. While the Japanese giant has historically had its own way in the console business, it now finds itself up against a competitor with unrestricted access to its parent company trillion-dollar deep pockets. And it's unquestionably shook. So it's basically saying Sony can compete with Microsoft pockets, and Microsoft buying Activision has them shook.
Hold on. I want to add one. I forgot about Bungie. Does
Yeah.
Sony own Bungie now?
Well,
Carry on.
Yeah, it's a lot. As regulators continue to paw over the acquisition before its approval, Reset Era spotted a questionnaire submitted in Brazil in which the PlayStation maker was asked about his thoughts on the near $70 billion deal. His response are fascinating because it's in the firm's best interest for the buyout to get blocked, even if Microsoft has claimed the franchises like Call of Duty will remain multi-format. So even though Microsoft is saying Call of Duty is going to remain on all platforms that it's currently on, Sony doesn't feel comfortable with even that, because at any moment Microsoft could change their mind and say, no, we're going to... Actually, they did that with the game that they just showed, that we all talked about, from Bethesda. What was that game? Ugly game. The big one y'all was... Starfield. Yeah, Starfield was supposed to be multi-plat, and they said it was going to stay multi-plat. But then, huh?
I said you called it the ugly one.
Yeah, the ugly one, and it went exclusive. So Sony has a right to fear, but it's that specifically the manufacturer point out that Call of Duty is an essential game, a blockbuster, a AAA type game that has no rival, and a release that can influence users' console choice, which is absolutely true, especially with Microsoft having Game Pass. Sony says that it's impossible to create a competitor, and even if it could stump up the cost, the series is entrenched that it would not be able to rival it. It's so entrenched that it would not be able to rival it. So, K-Bomb, Keith said this sounds weak. I want to hear your thoughts.
Okay. Okay. Can anyone name the number one selling game in 2021?
Call of Duty.
Can anyone name the number two selling game in 2021?
Call of Duty.
Can anyone name the number one selling game in 2020?
Wasn't it? Well, that's probably
Call of Duty.
It was Call
No,
of
it
Duty.
was
Right.
Michael
Anyone
Jackson
name the number two
Moonwalk.
anyone name the number two selling game in 2020?
Got Gears of
Call
Grand Theft
of
Auto.
Duty.
Grand Theft Auto 5.
Call of Duty. Can anyone
Hey,
name the
Steve,
number
Breath
one
of the
selling
Wild.
game? Can anyone name the number one selling game in 2019?
Breath of the Wild.
Michael Jackson.
Call of Duty.
It's every year it's Call of Duty.
Anyone name the number two selling game in 2019?
Call of Duty, man. We know.
Finally, no. Finally, it wasn't Call of Duty.
Oh, okay. Shoot. Okay.
So we're talking about a game. We're not just talking about a good game, right? We're not talking about, man, that's a good game. We're talking about over a span. You have to go back to 2018, before Call of Duty is not the number one selling game. You gotta go all the way back to 2018 before Call of Duty is not the number one selling game. Well, what you have here, you have two companies that are bickering and are, in my opinion, making up truths and false truths about each other. right? I believe Sony more because Sony is saying, yes, this game is essential. Yes, this game has no rival. When you look at the sale numbers, you cannot deny that. You can
I
call
agree
it
with him.
complaining,
Yeah,
you can call it crying, but you cannot deny. Microsoft, on the other hand, is saying this game isn't a must-have. They're
Well, they
saying
don't know.
this
They don't
game.
know gaming. Mm.
Microsoft, on the other hand, is saying this game is not a must-have. Are you kidding me? I've gone back 3 years. In 2 of those 3 years, they were number one and number two. So the one that came out that year and the one that came out the year before were number one and number two. That is an essential game. That is a game that can shift the structure or the power. Sony has more truth in what they're saying, even though they are complaining, they are whining about it, and they are making a big scene about it. But they're saying more truths than Microsoft is when Microsoft is saying the game is not essential. Come on, man,
check
it's
this out.
serious.
Let me add this to what you said. You can take over, Susan. I'm gonna read some more of this because I think it answers what you're saying. It says each annual Call of Duty release takes approximately 3 to 5 years to develop. The company says, as Activision releases one Call of Duty game per year, this equates to an annual investment of hundreds of millions of dollars. Approximately 1,200 people work on each version, and another 15 are involved in publishing and distribution. This Call of Duty alone has more developers than most game companies employ across the entire development portfolio, even AAA game studios. It added, no other developer can devote the same level of resources and expertise in game development. Even if they could, Call of Duty is overly entrenched so that no rival, no matter how relevant, can catch up. It continued that the series defines the first-person series shooting category, and provided comparisons to Battlefield to illustrate that there's no contest between the brands, meaning that Battlefield can't even compete at all.
That's EA. Now a part of that is where I say Sony is complaining and crying. Right? There's no one can ever rival. No one can ever rival. Stay Christian, K-Bomb said something else. But they're crying and complaining. That's the crying part that I'm saying, right? No one can. No. You're not going to rival it quickly, right? You're not going to put a game out, next year and it's going to rival Call of Duty. Even EA when they did Apex, because at that point in time, no one could rival a Fortnite. That didn't stop them from creating Apex, and it becoming it's right now a smash hit. And even Microsoft, sorry, not Microsoft, Call of Duty themselves put out Warzone, which is the same game type as a Fortnite. They didn't just say no one can rival and didn't do anything about it, right? That's the part what I say Sony is crying and complaining about it.
Okay.
Right. But again, there is truth into what they're saying.
Oh, they tell the truth.
What people are forgetting, there are at least 4 development companies in the making of Call of Duty. There is Affinity War. There is Treyarch. There is what's the one that starts with a B? And then there's another one. I forget. It slipped my mind. I'm pretty upset that I forgot about them. But there are at least 4 development companies in the making of Call of Duty, and they rotate and they utilize access and assets, and they help build the next game, but the previous game, because they work on there, and then they work on new technologies. 3-4 years down the road that they're going to input in the game. You cannot dedicate. You can't have Naughty Dog and Insomniac all working together to create a shooter. Like you're losing so many other titles, right? Dedicating that kind of access to just a shooter, right? What Call of Duty has going for them is hard to repeat in other places. That is not a false statement. That is a true statement. And
No, I agree.
people are just saying Sony is complaining and crying and whining about it. Well, part of it, yeah, they are. But they are bringing some facts to their whining and the complaining, and it is absolutely true. It's the same thing as Madden. It is entrenched. People are going to cry and complain about Madden, but you know what was the number 3 selling game?
Madden.
Madden.
FIFA.
Come on, man. I understand what people are saying. And gamers talk, and we do all this blah blah blah, but we have to understand. I've repeatedly said this so many times. Us gamers do not run this gaming industry. I don't know how many times I need to say it, but gamers like me, Keith, Level, Nia, and
Taz.
the other guys,
Taz. You almost forgot you, Taz. I'm thinking about you.
No, I would even put Taz in the other audience. The casual audience runs gaming.
Oh, okay. You talking about casual.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm
Okay.
talking about the casual gamers run gaming. They are the ones who are buying Call of Duty and Madden after they spend hours complaining about on Twitter. They are the ones paying $15 for skins.
Well, hold up.
$26 for skins.
Hold up. Okay, but I want to add more fodder to. Look at that fodder. I'm gonna add more credence to what you said. Look at this. It said Call of Duty still managed to outperform most other games by a considerable margin. Call of Duty Vanguard, for example, was widely regarded as weaker than previous year's titles, but was still one of the best-selling games of 2021. In other words,
It was
even
trash.
in a bad year, players remain loyal to the brand and continue to buy the game, which echoes everything you just said. So,
I said that game was trash.
Yes, y'all did.
I played the beta, and I told you guys this game is trash. This Call of Duty is terrible. I went back to playing Black Ops, but you know why I ended up buying Vanguard? Because the casuals guys who I play with, and Crusader and Vox and Chaos, they know who they are. They know they're casual gamers. They end up convincing me because they wanted to play something different, and they all moved off of Cold War, and I end up buying a Vanguard. It's the casuals. That game was terrible. I said it was terrible. I came on this podcast and said it was terrible. I told Taz it was terrible. I told them it was terrible. And the casuals still bought it because they are the ones who run gaming. If you don't like it, it's not. I didn't make the rules, but that is the truth.
Would
okay,
this
so
be the same as a casual basketball fan? I'm just gonna put this out here just for fun. Like somebody who like LeBron, like you're a fan of LeBron.
I'm not listening to you.
Listen,
Stop
listen.
it, Keith. Slap yourself.
Listen,
Get out of here with that. You're not gonna do me like this, man.
LeBron arguably was the best player in the league for a span of 10 years?
Yes.
Nobody could touch him. And out of all that, he was only able to muster 14.
Oh my God!
Only able to muster.
How did this come to a
14.
LeBron conversation?
Let me explain.
My
So
God.
although he was only able to win 4 championships, his name alone was always in Stephen A. Smith's mouth, EA's mouth, not EA, ESPN's mouth. Skip, hold on, Skip. Shannon Sharp, always.
Skip.
Skip.
But you know who
always-
brings that?
But-
Skip brings up LeBron more than anybody. Skip
But
lives
what
off LeBron.
But what I'm saying is his name alone generates profit. So yeah,
Right.
I agree with the Call of Duty
I'm not letting
and
you
why
get
they
away
don't.
with this, Keith. I'm not letting you get away with this.
Like how
I'm just
I brought it
waiting
in,
for you
though.
to end. I'm not letting you get away with that.
But yeah, even though Call of Duty generates profit like when in their sleep. Sony's right. They generate profit in their sleep. But I truly believe that they could make a game and compete and like just do it anyways. Just do it anyway. Just make a game and compete. But I get it. That's a lot of profit that they're losing.
Killzone 2 sold just over 1 million copies.
Right.
Well,
Now, let me say this.
Sony got a new muscle to flex.
Killzone was that deal. What was supposed to be that killer? Resistance. Same thing was supposed to be that. You haven't seen a Killzone again. You haven't seen a Resistance again because Call of Duty killed all of them, murdered them in their sleep.
And
There's
so
no
let me go back to this LeBron James analogy that Keith said. He brought up the 4 rings, but what Keith didn't bring up was LeBron was in the finals every year. That goes back to what K-Bum's saying. No matter what, Call of Duty is in the finals. No matter what.
That's what I was saying.
That's my point. You kind of just focus on the rings. The reason he was in everybody's mouth because every year he was there. It didn't matter who team he was on, who he was with, what players you had aside. LeBron was consistent. Win, lose, draw. You had to beat him.
But that's the first thing I said is for a span of 10 years, he was arguably the best player in the league. And I said, out of all those years,
the best player ever. The best player ever.
See, now we got to just cut the podcast off.
Can we continue
okay. I say when it's all said and done, it's going to be a strong argument for LeBron being the best player. But it's still Mike right now. It's still Mike. With Kareem, it was, Nick Wright said Kareem is LeBron Kareem Mike, but, I ain't Nick Wright. But anyway, what was you saying, K-Bum? You was saying something?
I'm done with my point, but I still stand that it is truly hard to actually jump into that genre and make a change. I believe Activision. I don't know if not Activision. Sorry, Ubisoft. I don't know if they dropped the game already, but they were also working on a Call of Duty type game. Right, and they were supposed to be putting that out. I don't think it's out yet, if I'm not mistaken.
Is that not Ghost Recon?
No. Ghost Recon was never Call of Duty. It was its own thing. Rainbow Sixes and the Ghost Recons were story-driven type of games first, not multiplayer. They had multiplayer, but the whole point of those games was the story missions. It wasn't the multiplayer. But I believe they are putting out a multiplayer type of game to kind of rival what they're doing with that. I mean, good luck. I mean, but you like you said, you got to start somewhere. Okay. But, yeah.
I got a rebuttal for you. And actually, just kind of devil's advocate. So Sony, they're looking at this thing and they're saying, this is a lot of revenue we're going to lose. But I'm pretty sure if I go back and look at the sales outside of the 360, Sony had a lot to do with that revenue. Sony, and the fact that game was multiplayer has a lot to do with its success. Microsoft coming in and changing that messes with that success. It's not, and I personally don't believe.
You going to my second part of this question? Go ahead. You beat me to it.
Because I feel like what I'm saying is completely wrong. Maybe I'm underestimating the power of Call of Duty.
Right.
I'm probably underestimating the power of Call of Duty. But I don't. I'm gonna say it, and if I have to put my foot in my mouth, I will. I don't think the Microsoft plus Call of Duty brand is strong enough for it to remain the seller that that it's having right now by being on PC, by also being on PlayStation. I don't know if they are strong enough. I think with the PC and PlayStation, there's your strength, but I think taking it away from that. I think you might cut into your audience. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this will boost sales from Microsoft, and they start winning in Game Pass is exactly what they wanted it to be. I don't know. I could be putting my foot in my mouth there, but I think if I were Microsoft, I'd leave it alone because what's working is working.
I think Microsoft will leave it like that. I think they will honor what they say for a portion of time. How long that will be, I don't know, because I think Microsoft is not worrying about consoles. They clearly Game Pass is their thing. And when you find out that Game Pass is 70% of the streaming on PC, 70%, they don't have to compete with Sony. They don't have to take it off Sony. Microsoft playing a whole different game at this point. And I'm really starting to see they playing a different game. The Sony playing a whole different game. They got a whole different ambition, and it ain't about the console war. It's about basically infiltrating every component of gaming Microsoft has his hand on in it in some capacity. Whether I'm making money on Sony, where I'm making money on Nintendo, where I'm making money on PlayStation, whether I'm making money, PC, mobile. Microsoft seems to try to be everywhere and make Game Pass everywhere. The acquisition of a Call of Duty helps that be realized. While Sony may fear that they may take it, I don't think that's Microsoft's plan. But let's play devil's advocate and say Microsoft does take it off. It goes back to what you just said, K-Bum, and I'm going to bring it to Keith, and I'm going to bring it back to K-Bum. What you said, Keith, is basically, is Call of Duty strong enough to pull Sony fans away from Sony platforms to play Call of Duty? Is it strong enough? Keith, you say you don't think so. K-Bun, what do you say?
I believe it is partially strong enough to do that. I do believe there is a portion of it that is going to pull people away, just like the show was strong enough to pull some of the Xbox people, because people love baseball, over to Sony consoles. I do believe the Call of Duty brand, because you have to understand how entrenched people are. Like this, for some people, like
I don't think Microsoft really has. I don't really think Microsoft have real loyal for real. I know this is going to make me step into some landmines, but I feel like us here will get what I'm saying. I don't believe Microsoft has the same dedicated fans as Sony and Nintendo does. I really don't. I think Sony has legit only Sony gamers. They don't play nothing else. Or they just so loyal to Sony. They might play everything else, but Sony is it for them. I think Nintendo has that. I don't know if Microsoft actually has this. I don't know. I don't think they got that. But I could be wrong.
I still think that this because like I said, you have people that play maybe 4 games a year, and it's the same 4 games. They play 2K, they play Madden, they play Call of Duty, and maybe something else during the spring months. Right? There's only 4 games. Maybe they play the baseball game. Right? In the casual game, you look at their catalog. They probably got 4 games.
That's
the
same games every year.
It's the same 4 games every year. And if they're saying you can only get Call of Duty on the Xbox, most of the people are going to jump, because they're not playing God of War. They're not playing
you make a good sense.
Uncharted. They're playing Madden, Call of Duty, FIFA, 2K.
So you basically focusing on casual, like they not loyal. So my mind went to loyalty, but you looking at casual gamers go to where their friends are that's playing the games that they play. So if they friends migrate, they go. You right. You absolutely right.
And
if the friends go, they go.
Another thing we're missing too is this. It's another piece that we're missing. And this already happened to actually 2 of my friends that I play Call of Duty with. They're no longer playing Call of Duty on the PlayStation. They are playing Call of Duty on their PC. We're forgetting about that aspect. Not that they go to Xbox, but they leave Sony and go to the PC. We are forgetting about that angle as well.
Yeah, that's true. We focusing on all of it, because anybody that leaves Sony to play it don't matter where they go. If it's not on Sony, you can't play it.
Sony is also putting their first parties on PC. And so now I no longer, for people who want to move to the PC, even though I'm going to get the game maybe 6 months, maybe 10 months later than when it came out on the Sony system, but I can still most likely get the first party Sony game. So I don't need a Sony system, and now they don't have Call of Duty, so I can play that on my PC. So I do think there is revenue loss there. I do
That's
think
good.
it is.
That's okay. All right. Keith, any follow up, or are we have we exhausted this? Any follow up?
No, he's right. I can see both sides. You know, like just think of it as a trap. Like Call of Duty is the trap to get somebody on Game Pass.
Right.
So I can see it. Like I'm gonna lure you over here with this Call of Duty. Oh, look at all these games you can get for $15 a month. You know what I mean? So I can so I can see it. I can see the plan that Microsoft is doing. But I would have loved to just see it happen out and see what happens with the fan base that Sony has already cultivated. Because they even though you may say, and you can say that they're not coming over playing God of War, Last of Us, or any of those games, and you can see the numbers of those games, and they do sell well.
Yes, they do.
But they don't sell comparatively to Nintendo exclusives does to their consoles. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like the ratio is just different.
Yes, so the ratio is much
right.
Yes, you're
so right. Even though they may not be playing those Sony main exclusives or whatever, they're playing something because still people are buying if you can get one. People are still buying PlayStations over Xbox, and Xbox has the Game Pass. So I don't know if that could be the shift, but if they're not playing those games that we already mentioned, those main PlayStation games, what are they playing? Are they playing the Call of Duties? Are they playing the 2Ks? Like they're still going to have the 2Ks, the MLBs, the other sports games, the FIFAs, and all that. So they're just going to be missing Call of Duty. You know, they're still going to get the Maddens. I'm curious, honestly. I just want to see if if Call of Duty has that type of muscle to say, "Come with us."
Yeah, I mean, like I said, K-Bomb presents both of y'all present compelling arguments. I can see both sides, like you said. I can see it not being strong enough, but I can also see where K-Bomb come from that it might be because most migrate to where their friends go, and like I think a lot of people buy the PlayStation in this category. The casuals who play the way K-Bum described buys the PlayStation because that's where most of the friends is. That's where PlayStation still has mind share, but it ain't really about PlayStation. It's just my friends over here, so that's where I play. We saw this with the 360 when the PlayStation 3 was $600. All of them migrated quick. Everybody was on the 360
real quick.
So it ain't that we haven't seen this with casuals. I know me. I was going to get the PlayStation 3 until I saw that price, and then I saw Gears of War, and that's what persuaded me was Gears of War. I'm going ahead and get this Xbox 360, and I love the Xbox 360, very good platform. But again, both of y'all got good arguments. I'm kind of like torn because I want to say I'm with Keith that it ain't strong enough, but then when I get to looking at how a lot of gamers are, if Call of Duty goes over there and then you can play 2K over there, you can play Madden over there, it's just you just switching boxes. Yeah, I can see it. So both sides is good. I don't know which way to put it. We just gonna, like you said, Keith, we just gonna have to see. But I get Sony's sentiments. I get their concern. It's a legit concern. I don't really call it. I think it gets whiny in the parts that we read, but the initial concern is legit. It's a legit concern. But they need to go talk to Nintendo. Because Nintendo ain't had Call of Duty in forever and a day. And they selling, and we going to move on to the next thing. Because Nintendo Switch has sold 111 million, or 110, I think, million Switches with the power of an NVIDIA Shield and terrible online services. They have been able to move 110 million systems. What, we end on this, what in the heck did these fools figure out that caused them to go from the Wii U to this ultra successful Switch? What did they figure out? Because they figured out something. No Call of Duties. None of these, like we sitting up and talking about looking at Sony panicking over Call of Duty. You don't see Nintendo saying nothing about this acquisition. They can care less. So what is it that they figured out? What have they done? Because they doing something right. Go ahead, Keith.
Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Y'all ready for this?
Yes, sir.
They killed the 3DS. They stopped splitting their game studios. Are you serious? We've been hurting ourselves. That's what they figured out. They was killing themselves. They was winning and killing.
Let me give you these shots out on that. That deserves claps. You right, Keith. It's simple. We making it complicated. They stopped competing against themselves. Go ahead, I'm listening.
I mean, all of those big RPG, and I say big, comparable to the 3DS. All of those Japanese RPG games are in one place now. No longer am I having to decide whether or not, or try to figure out why the Wii U is not getting a certain game, and this incredible game that's coming on the 3DS. I don't have to worry about that no more. So they stopped splitting their fan base. Now, I would argue that Nintendo will probably see consistent over 100 million consoles sold every generation. I guarantee you that they will consistently see that every year if they keep up with the great game development. They will see it every year because Nintendo. There's a lot of Nintendo fans, and we as Nintendo fans who've been in the trenches fighting with the Wii U, GameCube, or whatever, talking about no, it's really good, and then we're looking over at the handheld, and we're seeing the numbers that the handhelds are doing, and we're like, no, the Nintendo fan base is strong. They just over there. They not over here where we want them to be. They over there. So now everybody's together. So that's what they figured out. Bring everybody back together, man. One console. Let's get it in.
And Sony kind of played that game. We was all saying Sony punked out, but Sony like, look, we can't be trying to make a Vita and a PlayStation. We just focus on one or the other. You right on the money. Right on the money. Because they went broke trying to do both. They made the Vita and the PlayStation 3, and dang near didn't make it out of that generation. But go ahead, K-Bomb. Another Switch topic real quick. What's your thoughts, man?
He said exactly what I was going to say. That well, not exactly. I was saying a little bit different, but the Switch is now both the 3DS and the home console. I mean, just they absolutely own the handheld market, right? I mean, there is no debating. You would get no debates from me about them and and Sony in the handheld market and anybody else. They own that market, right? And so the Switch became both, right? So you're getting both your sales from the 3DS, and you're getting some of those games, a lot of those games that would have went to the 3DS and now coming for your Switch, and now you're also getting the home console market, and you're getting the games that would go to the home console. You're getting all in one system, and so I am a little like, wow, that is awesome that they're hitting 114 million. I think that's mad dope. But when you start thinking of, there is no other mobile Nintendo system, then it starts to say, oh, okay. I kind of see why. I don't want to take away from the fact that they have these sales and they're selling like wow, okay. Especially when many people thought Nintendo was on their way out, that people were actively saying that at one point, especially after the 13 million you got from the Wii U. It's not a small feat to do 100 where they are right now. Is 114? Is that what they're right now?
110 plus.
10 plus. It's not a small feat. So let's not belittle that. But with the Wii U, it was sketchy. At 13 mil, it was very sketchy. But when you look at the bigger picture and see that there is no 3DS competing directly against your home system, then you kind of see, okay. I kind of see why they're pulling those numbers, and it makes sense. And they should. The Switch is a good system. It has good games. It should be pulling those numbers, and I'm happy that it is. No. Like I said, I don't want to say that so it sounds like I'm belittling the Switch. I don't want to make it sound like that, but I think it's great that it's pulling the numbers that it should, and it makes more sense when you realize that there's no handheld game competing directly against it.
Look at this.
That's bananas.
I want to
go ahead. You finna say it exactly what I was finna say. Go ahead.
Look at this. Look at the system software to system ratio. This is where I said Sony. That's why Nintendo ain't worried about nothing with the Microsoft acquisition of Activision. Look at Mario Kart. 5 years, Mario Kart has sold 46.82 million copies.
Yes.
Animal Crossing, 39.38 million copies.
Lord.
Smash Brothers,
do nothing in that
28.82 million copies. Breath of the Wild, 27.14. This is Wii numbers. This is how the Wii looked, K-Bomb. Keith. 27.14 million copies. Pokemon Sword and Shield, 24.5. You see where we at? We still, this is retarded. 24.50 million copies. Mario Odyssey, 23.93 million copies. Super Mario Party, 18 million copies. Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, 14 million. Pokemon Let's Go, which Keith just put in the comment section, 14 million. Ring Fit, 14 million. This ain't even all of them. This is just, bruh,
That's numbers, man.
that's numbers. Let's go to the Wii. I want to look at the Wii. Look at this. 82.9 million Wii Sports. Well, that was pack in. Mario, look at the same.
Ring Fit.
Ring Fit. But look, I jumped through the Wii.
Ring Fit.
Mario Kart on the Wii. Similar. That's why the Switch and the Wii is similar. 37.38 million copies of Mario Kart. Wii Sports Resort. That wasn't pack in. 33.14 million. New Super Mario, 30. I'm just forget the second part. 30 million. Wii Play, that was a trash game. 28 million. Wii Fit. You just said Wii Ring, Wii Fit. 22 million. And you had to buy the thing with it. Wii Fit Plus, 21 million. Smash Bros, 13 million. Mario Galaxy, 12 million. Wii Party, 9. Like, bruh, these numbers, these all first party. Nintendo, let's go to 3DS. Let's go to 3DS. Mario Kart 7. Mario Kart is a beast. Everyone, Mario Kart is number one. Mario Kart is Nintendo's Call of Duty. Nintendo got a Call of Duty. It's called Mario Kart. They put out one a generation, and it sells the whole generation. Mario Kart 7, 18 million. Pokemon, all the same titles, 16 million. Pokemon Sun, 16 million. Pokemon Omega, Ruby, 14 million. Mario, New Super Mario 2, 13 million. Animal Crossing, 13 million. Super Mario 3D Land, 12 million. Super Smash Bros. For both Nintendo, for the 3DS, 9 million. Pokemon, 9 million. How you say that? Tomodachi Life, 6 million. So when Keith said, when he said, let's look at the Wii U. Let's look at, even on 13 million Wii U's out there, K-Bomb, look at this. Mario Kart 8, number one, 8 million. Super Mario 3D World, 5 million. New Super Mario Bros. 5 million. Smash Bros. 5 million. Nintendo Land 5 million. Splatoon 4 million. Super Mario Maker 4 million. New Super Luigi U 3 million. Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker, a remake 2 million. Mario Party 10 2 million. That's on a system that only sold 13 million systems.
They looked at that Mario Kart sales and they said, how much did Mario Kart sell? 8 million. Oh, abort. It's supposed to be 40, 30, 40. We don't expect nothing less.
The DS is the first one where Mario Kart is not number one. New Super Mario Brothers 30 million. The Nintendogs 23 million. Mario Kart DS 23 million. Brain Age 19 million. Pokemon 17 million. Pokemon 15 million. Brain Age 14 million. Pokemon The 12 million, Animal Crossing 11 million, Super Mario 64 11 million. Like, these are crazy numbers, dude. This is crazy numbers. Godly. Anyway.
Hey, man, you kind of disappointed, man. You all right over there?
Who? Me?
Yeah.
Nah, bro. No, it's crazy numbers, man.
Them crazy numbers.
It's crazy. I'm not gonna deny any of that.
So that's why Sony need to go talk to Nintendo, because Nintendo ain't said nothing about Microsoft buying Activision. When you got these numbers, do you care? Mario Kart 48 million, do you care? Animal Crossing, you don't care what they doing over there. Anyway, this doesn't justify the crap Nintendo does, though. But I am highly impressed. I forgot how good these numbers. This is retarded, man. And it's the same titles each platform. You didn't see. What did you see that didn't have? If it wasn't Mario, or Animal Crossing, or Pokemon, everything had something to do with Mario or Pokemon. Everything. Man, that's crazy. Anything else before we get out of here? I thought that was interesting. Now I want to see.
It was good. I found it funny that Keith and I had pretty much the same kind of view of it, but it's those numbers are crazy, man.
Yeah,
those numbers, you can't belittle those numbers, man. Their adoption rate is just the best. It's the best, man. And like, if you want to sugarcoat it, whatever you want to say, man, it's the best. They are the best when it comes to having people, making money off of their first party games. They do it better than anyone else, and that's clear.
Because you gotta consider the fact that, especially like when you start having kids, you're like, yo, they got a new such and such. I want my kids to play it. I probably would have never bought Yoshi. I ain't never bought a Yoshi game, right? But I bought it for them. You know what I mean? I would have never bought that Kirby game, but I bought it for them, and it was actually pretty lit. But
I wouldn't have bought Animal Crossing, but my daughter wouldn't stop bothering me. I didn't even know how she found out about it. It's like, I ain't never bought Animal Crossing before, but she knew all about Animal Crossing, so Nintendo must be doing something right. Go ahead, Keith.
No, that's pretty much it, man. You just, it is nostalgia, but it's also the fact that you know that when your children play these games, that they're going to get a quality product, and you're also going to have fun. Like I said, I had fun with Kirby in the later stages. I was like, this is pretty dope. And how he dodged, like, what's your girl, Bayonetta? I was like, all right, this is a nice little Kirby. And I love that game.
Yeah, that is floored me. Them sales numbers. Just seeing that, and it didn't matter. We ain't even talk. It didn't matter what platform. Wii Up, I'm pretty sure it's the same going back even with GameCube, but the Wii Up, no matter the platform, as terrible as the Wii U was, it almost sold 1-to-1. The games almost sold 1-to-1 to the system. That's retarded, man. So combining the Wii and the 3DS into one platform is why the Switch is what it is. You're right, Keith. You hit it right on the nail. Shouts out to Keith again. Good take. He killed it in the first answer. Then he didn't even need to come back with nothing else.
So you can catch me on the Rogers Brothers game podcast.
I'm a brand right there. But K-Bum,
But we got Smash Bros.
We got that Smash Bros. Though. Anyway, so that was the cast for tonight. I thank everyone for tuning in. I thought we had a pretty good one tonight. Any final words?
I enjoyed the cast. It was a good conversation, man. I thought it was I enjoyed it. I had fun. So.
Okay.
I speak for myself. I enjoyed it and had fun.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was good to have you back, man. We was missing our link last. We like, man, we missing something? It was K-Bum. But anyway, Keith, you got any final words?
Yeah, I agree, man. This episode was pretty lit. And the Sony Call of Duty, I didn't expect that topic to be that good. That was a really good topic, man. If
Yeah.
y'all coming in late, man, go back and listen to that. That was pretty good.
Yeah, that was good.
My last thing I want to have y'all seen Nope?
No, I planned on going to see it.
Oh man,
I was going to go see it on Tuesday, but money was funny, so I'm gonna have to wait a little bit before we. Cause my wife, you know you're gonna want everything, and I was like, yeah, you're right. So we just wait. She didn't really want to spend the money, so I go another time. I'll see it by next week. Don't worry about it. Oh y'all, yeah, I got to go in for surgery too, so
prayers up.
hopefully, keep me in your prayers. It ain't nothing major surgery, but I'll share what it is when I get off of here.
problem,
But yeah, I got to go in for some light surgery, and yeah. So y'all keep old level. Let me stop talking third person. Keep me in your prayers. Keep me in your prayers, and prayerfully I'll be back. If it happens next week, prayerfully I'll be back for the cast. I'll let y'all know, but. It was an awesome show tonight. Want to send a shout out to Nia. Send a shout out to Taz. Send a shout out to who else was in here? Do we have anybody else? All those that's watching that didn't say anything. If you're watching and you hear me, let me know who you is. I'll give you a shout out as well. I feel like we're one of the best podcasts in these streets because we do what we want to do and we keep it lit. And we who we are. We don't try to be like nobody else. Our topics are unique. We don't follow just what's going on. We kind of talk about what we want to talk about. And I like it. So anyway, make sure you share this on your Twitter feeds, on your Instagrams, on your TikTok, Facebook, wherever you bees, put us up there. We trying to build this audience back up. And I appreciate all y'all for tuning in on tonight. And we out of this piece. Stay safe and blessed. And we'll see you on the flip side of tomorrow's and next week and after that. All right. I don't know what that be. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and we'll be back Thursday. So wherever the flip of all those, we'll be back afterwards. Anyway, thank y'all for tuning in. Deuces.
Deuces.